Hello my friends, welcome to Pro Strings. I'm Henriette and today we're learning Patrick's Reel, and it would be lovely to play a slightly faster piece again after all the slower pieces that we've had in previous lessons. Let me play Patrick's Reel for you first. So this is a lovely and energetic piece, and we're going to be starting in the middle of the bow. Will you play it with me? And our quavers are going to be played just with very short bows. Like that. So let's go a notch slower still. 1 and 2 and. Lovely job. You may have noticed that every time I play the quavers, I'm in the middle of the bow. And every time I play the crotchets, I play them from the middle to the point of the bow. So the quavers in the middle, very short bows, the crotchets up to the point and back to the middle. Now there is one crotchet that is a bit different from all the other crotchets. And that is the last note of bar 9. And the last note of bar 9 is D. And it comes in the up bow, and you want to give it a whole bow like that. And we do that so that we allow for a long bow in bar 10. So let's just try that, shall we? So that D will come at the point of the bow. So let's start there, and now you're going to use the whole bow for this note. And you see, and then that note finishes in the middle again. This time, let's play the whole of bar 9, and bar 9 starts in the middle of the bow. So here we go. Whole bow. Shall we do that one more time? So in the middle for your quavers, and to the point, and whole bow. In my book, I've just placed a little marker, a little arrow that says whole bow, or you can write WB for whole bow, so that you will have a little reminder there when you arrive there. We're going now to the third line, and when you play the third line, you're going to play the minims with the whole bow and the crotchets with half a bow. And you will notice that your crotchet notes will come alternately at the upper half of the bow and at the lower half of the bow. So let's focus on that when we play lines 3 and 4, shall we? 1, 2, oh, and I forget to tell you that we're starting on the 4th finger there as well. So you might go. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. last note here is also a special one because you play the first note of the last bar with a whole bow, and that second E only goes up to the middle. And you know why that is? Because we're going to go back to the beginning, and that's where we need to be. Remember, we started in the middle, so we prepare on the last bow to get back to the middle, you see. Now, that was very good. Did you notice that your two crotchets in bar 12 and in bar 14 were either at the lower half or at the upper half? Shall we just play the last two lines again, just to be more aware of where those crotchets are going to be? So, find your note, 3, 4, lower half, upper half, lower half, whole bow, half bow. You see, and that brings us ready to get started at the beginning again. Now, at the end you see dal segno al fine. So the first two lines now come again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Lovely to put a little accent on that last note. That makes it a really good ending, doesn't it? All right, well done. You've sorted out a lot of stuff in this piece. Super. So the bowing is always very important, that you structure your bowing properly so that you get a really nice sound. Now, of course, the bowing helps us also to make things a little bit easier when we go a little bit faster. So if you know already about how you're going to bow this piece, you don't need to think about that so much when you focus on the left hand, when you play it a little bit faster. So let's speed it up a little bit now, shall we? So I'm starting in the middle again, and we're going to play the whole piece in one go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well done. Now it may be that playing it at this pace has been a little bit too quick for you, and that is okay. That is speeding it up very early on. So I'm not a great fan of playing fast for beginners anyway, and you perhaps know that. So keep it your own comfortable speed, because I would much rather that you kept on playing more slowly, but with a good bow hold and good left hand and a good bowing technique. Later on you will be able to go faster, don't worry about that. But at this stage I would say don't go too fast at all at this early stage in your playing career. So what we do want to add to our playing now is some louds and softs, and you can see that underneath the first note it says mezzo forte, and then in brackets it says repeat piano. So when we come back to it, when we play dal segno, we play a lot softer, and perhaps you've heard me do that already. And then in the second line it says crescendo on the repeat. So the second line, when it is the last line of your whole piece, you can go a lot louder until you end with that accent right at the very end. Now lines 3 and 4 you can really play out in full, and I want you to really focus on using straight bows there and coming maybe a little bit closer to the bridge while you play. So you want to push your bow arm straight. That's it, so be careful you don't get this. Okay, then you don't get the volume. Okay, so stay in front with your arm, and then you want to aim to pull the bow towards the bridge a little bit. Now why don't we try that as a separate exercise? So let's go on to line 3, 3, 4. Well done, really good concentration. So now we're going back to the beginning, and we'll add all the louds and softs to our playing. Let's put your bow down in the middle of the string. 1 and 2 and. Hasn't that improved your playing a great deal in just a few minutes? So well done, very, very good progress there. If you have any questions after that video, please jot them down in the comments section below. I will get to see these comments, so I will get back to you on that. And feel free to share this video also with your friends. I look forward to seeing you again soon. Goodbye.